Hello everyone, welcome back to Become Cyber Security Expert. Today we are going to see what is RACI Matrix. So you might have heard the term RACI, but what is it? Where is it used for? What are advantages of it? What does it stand for? So let's see all that. So RACI, R stands for responsible, A stands for accountable, C stands for consulted, and I stands for insulted. Is it? No. It stands for informed. So, RACI is a short form or acronym of responsible, accountable, consulted, and insulted, means informed. So, where is it used? So, many times we see that in a project, many people always keep on fighting. Why should I do this job? Why should I do that job? It is not my responsibility. It is responsibility of that person. Why are you telling it to me? Why this fighting happens? Because it is not documented who should do what. In our IT environment, let's take an example of change. So who should write change? It is common fighting area. Some person thinks change manager should raise it. Some person thinks project manager should raise it. Someone says implementer of the change should raise the change. Who has to raise? So it's an example. Ultimately, organization or project team has to decide that, and project manager has to approve that. So if you have documented and approved RACI matrix, then all this fighting will be avoided because everything will be documented. So I have prepared this matrix. Here in the rows there are activities. Activity numbers are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are different, completely independent activities. No activity has any relation with any other activity. It is only as an example. And these these columns have names of team members. So we have Vivian, Maria, Sachin, Bobby, Sania, Donald, Maradona, and Steffi. So these are our team members. So in front of every activity, I have written R, A, C, and I. So for some activity, some person is responsible, some person is accountable, some person is consulted, some person is insulted, means informed. And some cells are blank. So it means that person has no role in that particular activity. Is it true? Yes, it can be. So I have written some activities. Few activities are right, few activities in the sense, few rows are correct, few rows are wrong. But how to decide which rows are right, which rows are wrong? So when you define RACI matrix, understand meaning of each of these terms R, A, C, and I, and simple rules. Okay, so let's see what is R, responsible. Many people think that the person who does the work, means if there is a team of 10 engineers and they are reporting to a team leader, then many people think that 10 engineers are accountable to do the work and the manager is responsible. Many people think that. I have seen it. Whenever I ask this question to 10 people, 9 of them say this, they give this answer, that engineers are accountable and manager is responsible. But it is exactly opposite. Responsible is the person who actually does the work. I will repeat, responsible is the person who actually does the work. And generally, not hard and fast, generally accountable is the person who is manager of the responsible. Generally, not hard and fast. So, accountable person is the one who has some authority to define the task or to confirm that task has been completed, whatever. So, that person is accountable. Then consulted means that person may be doing the work, actual work, or may not be doing. But that person gives advice. So whenever we get into some difficulty, we consult some person. That person is senior. That person advises us. The advice may be technical, may not be technical. It may be related to customer. I have joined project team and I don't know what is expectation of customer, what is nature of customer, whether customer is supporting and helping or customer is troublesome. I don't know. So I may ask someone who was working in my role before me. So I may call that person and ask him. So that I am consulting that person. Or I am stuck up somewhere. I am technical person. I am stuck up somewhere. So I ask for guidance from some senior who is within my team. That person does not do the work but he is consulting me. Or that person may be doing the work as well. We will see that. So that is consulted. And last is I, insulted, means informed. So you may not, that person will not have any direct role in your activity. You may not consult him, but you will inform that person. So we send daily reports, weekly reports, monthly reports. Many times it happens we even don't know who that person is to whom we are sending, but we keep on sending. So we inform that person. And that person may be using our report as input to do his or her job. We don't know what that person does with it, but we are informing it. We are informing it to that person. Okay, so this is a brief about responsible, accountable, consulted and insulted, means informed. Okay, so now let's see some very simple rules. If you follow these rules, you will be able to avoid unnecessary fights within the team. So rule number 1, for any activity there has to have one and only one accountable person. For any activity there should be one and only one accountable person. In one country there can be only one prime minister, only one president. There cannot be two or there cannot be more than one. Similarly, for any activity there has to have one and only one accountable person. There may be multiple responsible people, but minimum one is required. Minimum one responsible person is required for any activity. Otherwise, who will do the job? So minimum one responsible person is required. So we saw rule number 1, one and only one accountable person. Rule number 2, minimum one responsible person. There may be any, every person may be responsible. Rule number 3, consulted and insulted are optional. Insulted means informed. So it is not mandatory that for every activity you should consult someone and you should insult someone, means inform someone. So follow these simple rules. Now let's see which rows are correct, which rows are wrong. So row number 1 means activity number 1. One and only one person is accountable. Sachin is accountable. There are 3 responsible people. There is one consulted, there is one informed. So this is correct. Activity number 2. Vivian is accountable, Sachin is responsible, Donald is informed. Meeting the criteria, matching the rules. So this is also correct. Activity number 3. There are two responsible people, Maria and Maradona. But here we are able to see something different. Same person, Vivian is accountable also, responsible also. Is it right? What do you think? We discussed that one and only one accountable person. We discussed that minimum one responsible person. Does it say anywhere that accountable person cannot be responsible? Did we say that responsible person cannot be accountable? No, we didn't say that. You watch any match, you may watch football match, you may watch hockey match, you may watch cricket match. Captain also plays. So he is one of the 11 team members and captain also. So this person is responsible for his or her own performance and accountable for performance of entire team. So it is very much valid entry. The same person may be accountable as well as responsible. That person may be consulted, that person may be insulted, means informed. That is possible. It happens that in a team 10 people, 10 resources are working, 10 engineers are there. Their manager or their team lead, who is senior person, senior technical person, who also works, he also does or she also does technical work as engineer, but that person leads the same team. So this activity is representing that particular scenario. So this entry is definitely correct. Then activity number 4, there are multiple responsible people. There is one consulted, but there is no accountable and it is not meeting our criteria. So this entry, this particular activity is wrong. Then activity number 5, there are two responsible people, there are multiple consulted, multiple informed, but there are two accountable people and it is not meeting our criteria. So this is not a correct entry, this is wrong entry. And last row, there is one and only one accountable person, fine. There is someone consulted, someone insulted, means informed, fine. But there is no one responsible, then who will do the work? So this is not a valid entry. So we have seen that activity number 1, 2 and 3. RACI matrix is perfectly fine for first 3 entries. Last three entries 4, 5, 6, these are wrong. And we have seen it with reason. So this is about RACI matrix. So if you define your RACI matrix, if you get it approved by the authorized person, then I am sure you will be able to avoid many unproductive discussions in your team. And your productivity and efficiency will be much more increased. So I hope that you have found this video useful. If so, then please like this video, share this video and subscribe your own YouTube channel Cyber Security Expert. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you. Bye bye.